everyone. Moving on today, we have the news. Like I said, welcome to Go to Life News, where I bring you updates concerning music, and that's across the country. Last week was a whole back and forth in the music space. We saw Davido thingy, Davido having the back and forth with the baby mama. Somebody is getting pregnant, another person is this, another person is that, and then it was looking like, what would Davido do? And then the question at the time was, if you were in Davido's shoe, what would you do? Davido had a tour coming on the first day of July, and then these old sagas were happening like 5 days before the tour. Should he postpone it? Should they leave it? What exactly should he do? These are the questions fans were asking at the time. But then, like I said, Davido exactly and the team knew what they were doing, and we saw Davido posting, "I am unavailable at the point," and that was all he did. And then he went to Portugal with the old red shirt and everything, and Davido killed the performance. It almost looked like nothing ever happened because the energy was top notch. We saw Ivana when following him all through the Portugal, that one baby mamas that came out, following him all through to Portugal, and obviously having fun with herself. She saw where she had pictures, videos showing Davido performing, and then she was having maximum fun seeing Davido performance. I also saw where Ivana came out to tell Anita, you know what, just shut up because at the end of the day, Davido's a nice person. Don't spoil his image. As I understand that you're pregnant, I also am pregnant, but then we shouldn't spoil Davido's image. So this is like two co-wives saying, please let's keep our husband's sanity and all of that. But then an amazing one. Last week was so interesting, and trust me, we had fun over the week. I'm sure you guys actually had like maximum fun at the same time. Just so you know, breaking news: Anita apparently have deleted. Should I say deleted? Or but rather, the account no longer is on Instagram, and then people asking questions: what really happened? Did Anita delete the account? Or the Instagram take the account down? What really happened to the account? Like, was it supposed to be, was it a script to this point, or was it the fact that she just was tired? Is it that Nigerians came at her heavily, or really what happened? But then we have report that says that that account at the moment has been taken down on Instagram. Straight to the news. My name is Daki. It's spelled Darki. I'm just, you know, it's double E. Straight up to the news today. We'll begin with, you know who, Davido. We saw last week, I said last week, the Osaka was up and down. Anita baby mama, and then Ivana baby mama. Everybody was coming out to be pregnant for Davido. We saw recently over the weekend, another Nigerian lady came out to say she was pregnant also for Davido, and Davido offered her money, and then she aborted it. And obviously, Nigerians came through for her. But then, after the whole rant she got, and the she got what she wanted, we saw she posted a picture of herself looking so good and all of that. So basically, it was all just for clout. Moving on, we saw Davido unavailable Musa Keys rise to a new peak position of 73 on the Netherlands singles top 100 chart for this week. At the same time, Davido unavailable Musa Keys repeats at number 60 on the UK official singles chart in its 10th week. A massive one to Davido. At the same time, unavailable video have surpassed 30 million views on YouTube. Another massive one. Remember, he said when the video gets to 40 million, then they will start pushing the one for field. So obviously, fans need to troop out the numbers to make sure they go stream this one to take it to 40 million. Moving on, we saw Davido Timeless album debut at number 88 on the Netherlands official album chart for this week. We saw over the weekend Phil Foden, an English player playing in Man City, having fun at the back of his apartment, jogging football, and then having unavailable playing in the background. So obviously, these UK guys are vibing seriously and consuming Davido's song, and bit by bit, this song is becoming the song of the summer. Moving on, we saw Davido in Portugal at the Afro Nation. Davido came through 100%. A lot of persons were saying, "Will he go? Will he not go?" Like there were a lot of talk about it. Should he go? Should he just be calm? Should he just be okay and all of that? But then Davido went there. We saw we had the red tires and all of that, and then he gave these guys a show of their money. Davido's entrance was amazing, performance top notch. You saw the point where he said, "Turn on the whole light, you want to see the whole crowd face," and from the back to the front, everywhere was filled up, and everybody was almost singing the song word for word. Massive one again to Davido. At the same time, we saw the song "Feel" have surpassed 15 million streams on Spotify, and then the massive one, Davido's Timeless projects in 3 months have surpassed 881 million. That's 881.9 million in just 3 months, and this is how it went down. For Spotify, it has 153.9 million. For YouTube, 110 million. From Boomplay, 209.1 million. And then for AudioMark, 237 million.6. And then for Apple Music, 171.3 million. Obviously, before the fourth to the fifth month, I'm sure she'll get to a billion stream, and that's a very big one for Davido on that one. We saw Davido unavailable. Musa Keys today, but yesterday on the Shazam world record for this is not just in the US, but this is the global Shazam record. Davido picked on number 34. What it means is obviously with the emergence of the tour and performance in Portugal, a lot of persons want to know what that song looked like, and then they went to Shazam the song. That's a reason to a new peak of 34, massive one to Davido on that one. At the same time, the same song, the unavailable rise to a new peak of 48 on the Switzerland Hit Parade in its second week. I think it's time for the team to just move away from to feel or something, but then this song is still doing mad numbers at the moment. We saw the tour began on the first day of July, beginning at the Capital One Arena in Washington, and then the next one is on the 7th day of July at the Toyota Center. Then the next one is on the 8th day of July at the Credit Union One Arena. The next one on the 13th of July at the MGM Music Hall, and the next one 15th of July at the Budweiser stage. And then to round it up on the 18th day of November is happening live at the State Farm Arena. Davido is set to have a very, very busy July, very busy July from July 1st to 7th to 8th to 13th to 15th. So the first half of July, Davido is going to be on the road and visiting 5 places. Amazing one for Davido. This was how it went down at the Capital One Arena. Davido was amazing. We saw people come out in the numbers. Before the performance here, it's about 21,000 capacity at full stretch. And then we saw people having thought doubt, will it sell out? Because we've not seen a post of selling out and all of that. But then Davido sold out this capacity to the brim. Everywhere was filled up. We saw Davido having an amazing time singing. Obviously, came through the big jam. Emma Damiduro was the entrance song, and Davido did amazing way. For performance level, so stop now. We saw where he had like the whole mental stress, mental preparations, having like gym press and all of that to make sure it was physically ready for the performance. And trust me, Davido gave them an amazing, amazing performance. We saw where he had to pray before going to the performance, and then Davido, to say thank you, came out to say, "Yo, this sea, I'm blown away. You all showed up in your thousands and packed the arena out. I have the best fans in the world. Thank you for showing up and showing out. Next stop is Houston Timeless Tour, and then see you soon." Davido is saying thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who came out to support him on that one. At the same time, Unavailable Musa Keys is now the most streamed Afrobeat song of 2023 on Spotify. Trust me, this song is doing massive numbers at the time. For the song Unavailable, that song has surpassed 39 million streams on Spotify Plus. And trust me, in coming days, we should be close to 40 million. Moving on, we have Burna Boy as the next guy on the news. Burna Boy, happy birthday to you. Yesterday was his birthday. Definitely was his birthday, and he had an amazing time. Trust me. We saw where also was at the Portugal, the Afro Nation, and Burna Boy also gave them an amazing performance. As a matter of fact, the three goats were there. Whiskey was there. Davido was there. Burna Boy also represented the Afrobeat culture and gave his fans an amazing run for their money. We saw where he was headlining a festival in Netherlands, and we saw where the team came out to wish him an happy birthday on stage, and Burna Boy was blown away, and they gave him the cake. Burna Boy took the cake and gave it to the crowd. So you know what, you guys should have fun. It's my birthday. Let's enjoy this. But then the cruise is this: is a 45,000 capacity, and then you're giving them a small cake. How would they share it? But trust me, I'm sure everyone that touched that cake were all fulfilled. They got a touch of what Burna Boy cakes look like. We saw where Burna Boy headlines the Down the Rabbit Hole. Now that's a very funny name here, because when you see a talk called Down the Rabbit Hole, what about the chicken hole? Regardless. But then we saw where he came out, an amazing time. Burna Boy gave them an amazing one for that performance. It's coincided with his birthday, and then it really showed the fact that this is my birthday, and I'm going to make you guys the happiest and the luckiest fans in the world. He gave them an amazing one, and trust me, it was a big one. We saw where at the rabbit hole, there was the rabbit hole where he also came down. He came out with the whole Casey thingy, almost covering his face, but regardless, Burna Boy did his thing, gave them the outsiders came through 100%. Everybody that were behind the scene came through 100% to make sure these guys had an amazing time. Burna Boy's song "Sitting on Top of the World" with 21 Savage debut at number 27 on the New Zealand Hot Singles chart. At the same time, that same song is now number one in the Bahamas for the Bahamas iTunes top song. We saw Burna Boy Love Damini album have surpassed 780 million streams on Spotify. And then Burna Boy sitting on top of the world has surpassed 12 million streams on Spotify. But Burna Boy is doing massive numbers when it comes to Spotify. Moving on, we have Rema as the next guy on the news. So Rema checking out on his fans where he said, "Are you guys okay? Because I am just checking in." Rema is an amazing guy, obviously doing good for himself. We saw where his new song, the Charm video, surpassed across 15 million views on YouTube. Massive one to Rema on that one. At the same time, we saw Selena Gomez coming out to say this, and then for some persons, yeah, they were all surprised because there are two artists from different walks of life and different worlds. Selena is a very big artist with about 460 million plus on Instagram, and she has the numbers, she has the backup, she has the fan base. She's in a more civilized and more developed country. So obviously, it was a space where everybody felt like she did Rema a favor, but then she came out to say, "You guys, that's not true because for me." This man talking about Rema changed my life forever. Rema, thank you for choosing me to be part of to be part of one of the biggest songs in the world. I love you forever at Rema. So she is saying, on the contrary, Rema chose me to be part of this movement, and I'm so grateful. And then she is saying, for Rema, I love you forever. So I think at this point, the narrative should change because Rema assisted Selena Gomez. Does that even make sense? Think about it. Anyways, guys, we'll come to the